morning, sir. Term doesn't start till next week, you know.
Open this while I find a couple of glasses.
Good health, sir.
Cheers. I've been lying to you. I've been seriously ill. Or at least they thought I was.
I saw you weren't up to the mark, sir.
Listen, I want us to understand each other. They thought that I might have a fatal disease. It was a mistake. I'm perfectly well. If you want confirmation, I can get it for you.
Well, why didn't you let any of us know?
It's a bloody silly question. How much work would you have got me if I had? Well, how much work did you do with me last term as it was?
Not 1 guinea's worth. I thought you were fading out.
I'm not complaining. It's all in the game. I don't want charity. I don't need it now. I'm beginning to make some contacts. With a clerk who believes in me, I can double my income. Perhaps I ought to move to other chambers. What do you say?
I wouldn't do that, sir. May I?
Yes, please.
I don't make promises, Mr. Elliot, and I think you'll be all right here. I should like to wish you a happy and prosperous New Year.
Louis! Oh, you're drunk.
I feel drunk. It was all a false alarm. I shall soon be as fit as a fiddle.
You're certain?
Certain sure.
You're going to become tough again? You'll be able to go on?
Yes, I shall go on.
Oh, I'm glad, my dear. Oh, I'm glad for your sake. And for mine, too.
You want me to do something? I know that tone of old.
Oh, just let me put these in water. Now may I ask your advice? Oh.
What do you mean?
I'm in love. Quite honestly. It is very surprising. I want you to tell me what to do.
That's why I haven't written to me since I've been back.
I'm no good at deceit.
I haven't done badly since I tracked her down here.
Well, I couldn't tell you when you still thought you were at death's door.
And what makes him the answer?
It's like finding part of myself. I'll show you his photograph. I like to wake up to it first thing. It's a rather nice face. You're more realistic than I am. I don't know whether he loves me. I need you to tell me.
Do you think I am?
The only human being I've ever trusted.
Yes, I know all about that, but honestly,
Well, there's no one else I can ask. No one else will be worth asking. Louis, this is Hugh Smith. Louis Elliot.
How do you do?
Let me take your coat.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I say, I've not seen that, have I? Turn around. Oh, yes, very nice cut on the cross.
Dear Hugh, you're much more interested than my dressmaker.
Aren't you interested in clothes?
No, I wouldn't have said it was Louis's forte.
No, quite.
You like a drink?
Oh, no.
I should if I were you.
Oh, well, in that case, just a small one.
Whiskey?
It's awfully good of you. Thank you.
Goodness, I must dash.
Here, let me. When shall I,
Phone me. Bless you both.
Quite a character.
How long have you known her?
Oh, about 6 months.
I've known her for 6 years.
Gosh. She is intelligent, isn't she? Don't you think she's intelligent?
Yes.
And very sweet. She is sweet in her way. Of course, she's not much like the other girls I've known, but I suspect she wants the same things in the end. They all do, don't they?
Such as?
Well, they want you to persuade them into, well, bed. Then they want you to marry them. Frightfully sorry if I've been poaching.
Silly me. Forgot my handbag. Well, at least you two haven't come to blows yet. Sorry.
What you were saying?
But I mean, these things can't be helped, can
I
they?
suspect Sheila wants to marry you more than you want to marry her.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, your instinct's right. There are good and sufficient reasons why you shouldn't marry her.
Of course, you're not unprejudiced.
No, I'm not, but I'm speaking the truth. And you know it. She has very little physical love for anyone.
More for me than for anyone. I'm very fond of her. I don't care what you tell me. I shall make up my mind for myself. If I feel like marrying her, I shall.
In that case, you'll be marrying an abnormal woman.
Are you trying to suggest that she has, unnatural...
No, I don't mean that. I mean that she's hopelessly unstable. And she'll never be anything else. Well, you know that. You've made love to other women.
Yes, but you'd take her on if she'd have you. You'd take her on like a shot.
That's true, but I love her and you don't. You can help yourself. I can't. If I married her, I should do so with my eyes open, knowing that she's a pathological case.
You're saying that she'll go mad?
If you're asking me whether she'll finish up in an asylum, I should say no. But if you're asking what it'd be like to go home to her after you're married, I tell you this. You would never know what you would find. The clinical term, if you want to look it up, is schizoid.
It passes my comprehension how anyone can sink to such behavior. There are no words too strong to express the detestation we all feel for men such as you. You will go to prison for 7 years.
Your mother tells me you've stopped seeing Dr. Forbes Brown.
It's a waste of my time and her money.
Of course, I don't understand these things, but perhaps if you were to persevere...
He's stupider than I am.
I see. I'd feel less helpless if you could tell me just what's troubling you.
So should I.
My dear child.
All my life, I've been looking for someone I could love. I thought I'd found him. I asked the one person I trusted to find out whether he loved me. He went away.
Well, these things happen, especially at your age. Why, I remember...
You're not me!
One gets over them. That's all I'm trying to say. You'll get over this. You're attractive. There are plenty of good fish in the sea.
If men want me, I despise them.
That's unkind.
Can't help it. Other people's passion makes me cruel and uneasy. It's as if I need pain to raise me to the emotional temperature at which the rest of the world lives. I imagine some kind of Heathcliff of a lover who'll break my will. They're all weaker than I am. Except Lewis. I respect him as an equal. And I no longer trust him. But I could never love him. So there's no hope, don't you see?
It's coming along nicely, Mr. Elliot.
Thank you, Percy.
Oh, precious little to do with me, sir. This is a direct result of the Chapman case.
Well, I lost it.
Oh, yes, sir, you couldn't help but lose. The point is, you lost with style. Mr. Henriques said as much. And Mr. Henriques is close with his praise, even for a Jewish solicitor.
Well, I've torn it now. I've taken the plunge. If Merryweather is going to be one of His Majesty's council, I'm bound to take silk. One has to think of one's duty.
Definite. You'll become a KC.
I never bore my friends with my intentions until they're cut and dried.
Congratulations, HG.
All I know is it's the end of a promising junior. Now I start again. It'll ruin me, of course. I hope you remember. I expect to be ruined.
Nonsense. In 3 years' time, you'll be earning twice what you do now.
You know you're rather a good sort, Elliot. No, it's a big risk I'm taking. The biggest risk of my career at the bar.
Whatever else, it can't do you any harm, Mr. Elliot.
You know, I get all the cases where they can't afford to brief him and a junior.
Your share of them, sir.
Yes, of course.
And as I said, the bread and butter work, it's coming along nicely, sir.
You never show the slightest consideration. You announce your intentions at night, just before I'm going to bed. You might have known that it would keep me awake.
And when is the proper time to upset you, Mr. L? We should like an accurate answer for future reference.
Well, after dinner is the worst time of all. If I must have an ungrateful family, the least they can do is not interfere with my health.
I'm extremely sorry.
Sorry? Sorry? You never gave a moment's thought to the fact that you would make me an object of reproach for the rest of my life.
I've thought of nothing else for weeks.
But you're determined to marry this Francis Getliff.
I can't do anything else.
I suppose I can't stop it. It was exactly the same when your Aunt Hetty insisted on marrying the painter. He took to drink before they'd been married 3 years.
This is what comes of letting your children bring their disreputable friends to the house.
Oh, don't think I haven't lain awake considering where I might be to blame. No precautions that I could have taken would have been certain to avert this disaster. I'm obliged to say that I've no objection to your inamorata on personal grounds. I could even put up with his poverty, since he's pursuing a career which isn't discreditable. I would be willing to give you my approval apart from the fact that it's impossible, as you must have known all along. It would be different if he was a member of our religion.
I realise that.
What's the use of realising it when you're determined to marry him? What's the use of realising it when you're determined to do the thing that I shall never recover from? You made me lose my appetite. Sheer worry and lack of sleep. I shouldn't be surprised. It's not my fault that this has happened. It's your mother's fault. I never wanted another child. She made me.
Underneath it all, he was a lot less outraged by Catherine's decision to marry outside the faith than he was by mine to give up the bar.
Mind you, it might have been different if you'd gone into banking, for instance.
You're going to sound the fish to make sure they're dead.
I have a heart. I've only this minute got this thing.
Charles's decision really hurt. Catherine's just means temporary loss of face for Mr. L in Jewish society.
It's ironic, really, that I was able to help. Anne's agreed to marry me.
I'm delighted. Quite how that helps the others.
Well, don't you see? Puts Mr. L right with the family.
My making an orthodox marriage.
Got it. Anyway, he ought to be pleased himself. Well, I'm sure he thinks that Anne's got far too much influence over you, but she's everything else he could possibly wish, isn't she?
I'm not so sure about that.
You wasn't up, please.
What did you say?
Something like, no! I always knew it was inevitable. I have no objection to raise. Time I felt pretty flat. Afterwards, it struck me as pleasing that I should be pleasing the family.
You, of all men, should be so anxious to proclaim your engagement to a Jewess.
Exactly so. And make no mistake, it marks the end of an obsession that's preyed on me since I was a child. For the first time in my life, I feel absolutely free. Everything's simple. Everything's possible, suddenly.
It is, of course, too much to hope that you can disentangle yourself from your professional engagements, but if you should remember me and be available, I would be glad to give you the indifferent hospitality the club can offer at luncheon on either of those days. Very truly yours, Lawrence Knight. I cannot recommend the port. I cannot recommend it. In fact, it is a fitting epitaph to the deplorable meal we have just endured, as is the coffee.
It's not that bad.
You are altogether too kind. I suppose you haven't had any experience of psychiatrists, professionally or otherwise. They can't have come your way.
No.
No, of course not. I ask only because my daughter, you may remember she brought you to my house once or twice, perhaps. My daughter has had occasion to be treated by one recently.
Is she all right?
Tell me, how well do you know Sheila?
I have loved her ever since I met her. I have loved her without return for 7 years.
I am sorry for you. I am an elderly man, and it is difficult to shoulder responsibility as one once did. There are times when one envies a man like you, Elliot, in the prime of your youth, even though one may seem favored not to have to bear the heat and burden of the day. I have heard my daughter speak of you with respect, which is singular for her. If she does return to London, and I believe she intends to, it would ease my mind to know that you were in touch with her.
Pretty. Was it you sent him away?
Yes.
That makes it easier.
It makes what easier?
I've done you great harm. Now you've done the same to me. Perhaps we deserve each other.
I love you. I want you more than I've ever done. But you mustn't come to me if you could be happier any other way.
I'm no good now. I never shall be. I might have been happy with him. I shall always think it.
You get him back for you.
I forbid you.
You want him?
I might find out it wasn't true, which would be worse. No, we can't escape each other. I know it's useless, but I must tell you this. You need a wife who will love you, take care of you, and be an ally in your career. I could do none of these things.
I know.
I shall try and be loyal, but that's all I can promise. Shan't be much good at it.
I'm marrying you because I can do nothing else.
Yes.
Why are you marrying me?
Simple. I'm not strong enough to go on alone.
And therefore is not by any the enterprise, nor taken in hand, unadvisedly, lightly, or wantonly, to satisfy men's carnal lusts and appetites like brute beasts that have no understanding, but reverently, discreetly, advisedly, soberly, and in the fear of God, duly considering the causes for which matrimony was ordained.
Are you awake?
Yes. Are you?
Yes. If that wasn't sad, it'd be funny. I'm sorry.
Don't be. In the first place, it's every bit my fault as much as yours. Or more, probably. If I was more experienced.
Practice makes perfect.
It's the second thing I was going to say. After all, we've got the rest of our lives to... well...
Beginning to think you're a nice person after all.
And thirdly...
Thirdly, it was ordained for the mutual society, help and comfort that the one ought to have of the other, both in prosperity and adversity.
Which being translated is to say that sex is a very small part of marriage anyway.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. My love. How do I look?
Tickety-boo. Leicester will give you the freedom of the city, I shouldn't wonder.
Don't be wrong. It's the first brief I've had from Eden. I wonder to think he's got his money's worth.
You know, jolly well he has.
Why don't you come with me?
What? Spend the day with my parents while you show off to all your old cronies? Not likely. I'd sooner stop and get the place straight.
I thought you said the child lady starts tomorrow.
Exactly. Don't want her thinking we live in a pigsty, do we?
Women, honestly.
Oh, what do you want for supper tomorrow night?
Surprise me.
Men, honestly.
Lewis, I'd given you up for last.
I came as soon as I could get away.
Come in, come in. How's married life?
All right. You haven't fallen yet.
Oh, no. There's safety in numbers. I don't think you've all met our visitor. He used to come here more often before he got rich and famous down in London. But you've all heard me speak of him, Lewis Elliot.
Hello.
And this is Daphne, Miss Daphne Jordan.
Hello.
Hello.
What's the matter with you? Should the poor man went to get a drink?
Oh, I'm sorry. Help yourself. I'm always getting nagged.
George Bassett.
I am.
You know you like it. It makes him feel wanted. Do you feel wanted?
Can we have one too?
Olive! Jack!
Lewis!
Jack!
It must be years since we've seen you.
What do you make of Daphne?
Not a lot. I must say, I never thought George would take to sleeping with his protégés.
And I'm happier and better for it. At least I was until this fool of a policeman started pestering us.
What about?
Well, Olive and I helped Jack get started by chipping in with him to buy that Tin Pot advertising agency from old Martineau. Its chief asset was a paper called The Arrow.
Leicester's answer to Exchange and Mark. You may have seen it.
Rings vague bells.
Oh, came the day Jack wanted to expand. Well, that involved raising private capital on the security of the advertising agency.
I mean, it's the sort of arrangement that's met every day. It went like clockwork. So I dreamed up another scheme on the same lines. The idea being to raise money to set up a number of hostels for young people, including the farm. Then we could have had the use of it for our own purposes.
And incidentally, get back some of the money we'd spent here as a group.
It's perfectly legitimate.
Well, why are the police looking into it?
I've been unorthodox enough. for a good many of the worthy citizens of Leicester to want to see me disgraced.
What were they looking for?
Conspiracy to defraud.
Or obtaining money by false pretenses.
From the way they were going on, probably both. It's inconceivable they should ever make a case.
As a matter of fact, are you guilty? I know you don't like him, but I'd still be a junior clerk in Leicester Town Hall if I hadn't gone to his law classes.
I doubt that.
I know it. He set a whole group of us provincials free. His group. Stretched our horizons, shouted down false arguments, set us on fire with hope. Man could become better. The whole world could become better. We could actually create a society in which men and women could live in peace and decent comfort, equal and free. George believed that passionately.
Some people never find out what this world's like. That kind of innocence isn't virtue, more a sign of inner chill. It's the ones who are warm inside who get deserted and betrayed.
That sort of perception which makes you quite extraordinary.
What's George done, anyway?
There's talk of fraud over a couple of business schemes that's involved him with Olive Calvert and Jack Coterie.
Well, she's always had more money than sense. And the whole of Leicestershire knows that Jack Coterie lives by his wit.
If you ask me, old George has got a bit out of his depth.
If you ask me, his socialist principles have succumbed to plain old-fashioned greed.
Will you never have a spark of ordinary feeling for someone else?
Steady on.
Can't you forget yourself for a single instant? You're the most self-centered person I've ever met.
You knew that when you married me.
Yes, and I've been reminded of it every day since.
It's your fault. You shouldn't have married someone who never pretended to love you.
Any man who married you would have found the same.
Hugh Smith might not.
So self-centered, you'd be a drag on any man alive.
Louis, you're brilliant!
I shall have to go back to doing county court work to pay for it.
You don't seem to understand. This is a lifetime's investment, our showplace. This is where we will display our joint and several talents. I shall become the toast of the town, and those in the know will soon be tipping you for the wool pack.
You mean the wool sack?
I know what I mean.
Oh, darling, darling Sheila.
No, I will not be laughed at or condescended to. You mark my words. Oh, we shall have Hutch to play the piano at our parties, and Noel Coward for the cabaret, Wincastle Ross to write them up, and I shall outshine the ladies Astor and Cunard every night of the week. I shall be receiving discreet calls from HRH before you know it, and all for your sake.
I say you're doing us proud tonight, Sheila.
Yes, that pavlova you gave us was quite perfect, wasn't it?
Just, you must give me the secret. My meringue always sticks.
Perhaps you don't keep your oven cool enough. I always use the airing cupboard myself. Eleanor, black or white?
White, please.
You're a lucky chap, Elliot.
I know it.
I feel I have not so much lost a pupil as gained a hostess. My friends, I am going to call you my friends this time of night. I've just had a thought.
Black or white?
Black, please. When I wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes I wonder what I should do if I had my time over again. Well, I suspect we all do that, don't we?
Yes, of course we do.
Yes, well, there you are. No, thanks. So, I thought I'd ask you all that question. What do you do if God gave you the chance on a plate? Oh, right, I'll set the ball rolling. I shall make a clean sweep. Oh, I shouldn't struggle for the prizes a second time, believe me. No, I should simply want to do a bit of good. I should like to be a country parson, like your father. Ready to stay there all my life, giving a spot of comfort to a few hundred souls. That's what I should do. And I bet I should be a happier man.
I think I'd settle for Louis's lack of self-consciousness. You don't know what a gift that is. I still dread the idea of meeting people, till I'm in amongst them.
Oh, I'd chance my luck as a creative writer. No question. Hoping to leave some sort of memorial behind.
Well, I shouldn't change anything at all. No, I'd say same again, please. I can't think of anything better than being Herbert's wife.
I hope that I might be able to come to terms with being a Jew next time round, instead of spending quite so much of my life reacting against it.
I pass.
Well, I expect you're so busy looking after old LS.
Excuse me. It doesn't matter.
Speak for yourself.
I tell you, it doesn't matter.
I'm no good to you. I'm no good to myself. I never shall be. Why did you bring me into it?
Darling, we were having a dinner party.
Leave me alone. It's all I'm fit for. What is it?
It's George and the others. They've been arrested.
They came before the magistrates this morning. Conspiracy to defraud on 2 counts, the advertising agency and the farm. Also individual charges of obtaining money by false pretenses. I've arranged bail and the hearing's fixed for December the 29th. Your friend Passon's been very vocal.
You've got to defend it in the magistrate's court. It's essential to get it dismissed out of hand.
Well, what's against it?
If we don't get it dismissed, it'll be sent on to the assizes anyhow, and we'll have declared our hand.
Giving the prosecution time to plug any holes in their case.
That's right.
I entirely disagree.
You're not concerned about getting us off. You just don't want your private life dragged out into the oven.
I am trying to get us out of this with as little damage as possible. Of course, our private lives ought to be utterly irrelevant, but the higher it goes, the harder they'll try to drag them in.
Well, is that true?
Very probably.
Why? Oh, wake up, man, because if they can show us to be an immoral crowd, they're halfway to convincing a provincial jury that we wouldn't be above a bit of fraud to finance our depravities. I insist you defend it in the magistrate's court.
Passon has a point. This case may not be decided strictly on its legal merits.
Most of my work's been done in front of juries.
And you don't need me to tell you that for the most part they tend to consist of middle-aged fogies with middle-class prejudices. That's going to tell against your people in any case. They'll be even worse off if their counsel's the same age.
The precocious defending the promiscuous.
It only needs one smart remark like that in court, and they'll be dished.
Hang it all, I introduced the defendants to you.
I want you to stay in the case.
And what do you suggest?
Taking all things into consideration, I believe you ought to have someone to lead you.
Well, who did you have in mind?
Well, LS, good to be working together again. It's been too long since we had a duet. Forgive me for being late. Now, we are here to decide the line to take when you come up before the assizes. So let's see now. Here we are. Well, thanks to my learned young friend's tactics in the magistrate's court, we've not declared our hand, and we know the substance of the prosecution's case. In the matter of the advertising agency, they're claiming that you raised loans by putting about inflated figures for the circulation of, the paper,
The Arrow.
I'm obliged to. And clearly they were inflated. But according to you, by the former owner, Martinez.
Martineau, HD.
Correct. Well, obviously the prosecution will seek to challenge that. So whose idea was it to raise the loans in the first place?
Mine. The name's Coultry. Jack Coultry.
I note it.
George gave the circulation figures.
On the strength of Martineau's word.
You realize that you'll be cast as the ringleader in these matters. You're the eldest, you're part-time teacher, you're qualified solicitor. If fraud is proved, there's no conceivable way a jury will believe that you acted through ignorance or worldly innocence.
I accept that.
Very good. Now, there is a wealth of evidence that there were scares about these circulation figures amongst your friends last summer, and that the three of you talked about them, and that you, in particular, were aware of them when seeking to raise the purchase price.
Well, all salesmen exaggerate.
Well, George, you were worried about a scandal.
No more than usual. I was doing something most people disapproved of. I've been doing it for years.
What exactly had you been doing?
Well, I don't hope to be understood. But I believe that young people have a chance to become themselves if they're preserved from being crushed into thinking and feeling what their elders and so-called betters want them to think and feel. I was trying to make a society which would help some of them to freedom in their lives.
Sexual freedom?
That was incidental.
But you took to sleeping with your protégés. Daphne Jordan.
You've suppressed all your sexual feelings for the sake of social success. I've gone the other way, and I'm happier and better for it.
Here we go.
Steady, George.
Now, let's be quite clear about this. There's a wealth of evidence that you and a great many of your friends had immoral relations at this time. In fact, most of you did. Indeed, I would put it to you that that was the main result of your attempts to give your followers freedom in their lives.
It was unimportant. What was important was to secure the real gains. It was the only thing in life that mattered to me.
You must have realized that the behavior of your followers might involve you in certain danger.
So did Socrates.
If it comes to that, we're none of us as spotless as we've made out.
We relied on Matinal's figures.
In good faith.
At first. But by the time the loans to expand the agency started to come in, well, we knew the figures were nonsense.
No, I can't agree with that.
Well, we never agreed to go outside the law. But when we went on to raise the money to buy the farm, each of us knew we were using a false prospectus. And we went on using it.
Well, if that comes out in court, I'm really going to have to pull something out of the bag. The defendants have broken the rules, members of the jury. They've lived what they're pleased to call free lives. Well, that's bound to prejudice them in your eyes, in the eyes of anyone older who doesn't believe that a thing is necessarily good just because it is new. I'll be frank with you, it's a prejudice that I share. But I must tell you, and I'm confident that his lordship will confirm this, breaking the rules of what you and I call civilized behavior is not the same as breaking the law. Now, I'm going to say something about Mr. Passant, because I think we all realize he's been the leader. Now, you may find his ideas of freedom repugnant, and I wouldn't quarrel with you. But you may also find it in your charity to believe, as I do, that he genuinely set out to create a better world. But freedom without faith is fatal to sinful human beings. It means nothing but self-indulgence. Now, you may think, as I do, that that was the fatal flaw into which Mr. Passant fell. Let us not be smug. It was easy to believe in order and decency when we were brought up. Mr. Passant was 15 when the war began. It's what we used to call the uncounted cost. Imagine yourselves to be in your teens, alive, full of vitality, impressionable, growing up without control, without any hope for the future, except in the violence of extremes. Don't you think you could have found yourselves with Passant? Ask yourselves that question, members of the jury. And then, remember, the defendants are not on trial for propounding a fallacy in the name of freedom. They're not on trial for their generation. And least of all, they're on trial for their morals. We've got to be careful of our own prejudice, however justified that prejudice may seem. I'm talking about our feelings of distaste. I'll go further, I'm talking about our feelings of disgust. And I say ours, members of the jury, because I share them. And that is why I can beg you to ignore them. Do that, And I submit it is inconceivable that you should convict the defendants on the evidence that has been brought forward.
The upstanding in court. Will the foreman please stand? Members of the jury, have you reached verdicts upon which you are all agreed in respect of each defendant on each count?
Yes, my lord.
In respect of count 1, do you find Passant guilty or not guilty of conspiracy to defraud?
Not guilty.
Do you find Calvert guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Do you find Coterie guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Very civil of you, my dear fellow. Still, it's all in the game. I don't doubt it'll be your turn next.
It's always possible.
What's the matter with you, LS? I got your pals off, didn't I?
George Passant was guilty.
He was, they all were.
I don't care about the others. He knew what he was doing. In his heart, he knew he was a fraud.
Advocacy is the art of the practical. It's only incidentally concerned with justice. Depressing thought. You know, I sometimes wonder if you wouldn't be happier as an academic lawyer. There's room for lofty principles and abstractions there.
Well, the whole experience finally convinced me I'm just not cut out to be a courtroom lawyer. It's more like being a sort of legal cab driver. You know, call me up off the rank and I'll do the best I can for you. Never mind the rights and wrongs of the matter. I mean, HG must be the worst lawyer who ever earned $4,000 a year. He was not remotely personally involved. In court, he was superb.
What are you going to do, though?
I've no idea. Well, Francis seemed to think there might be an opening of some sort in Cambridge. All I know is I've got to give up the bar.
You're preaching to the converted. Well, we'll just have to see what we can do. But, Lewis, no offense. It might help if you could persuade Sheila to be a bit less of a drag on the market.
Wish to God I knew how. Time we're on our way.
It's no use, I can't go.
Don't be ridiculous. We accepted the invitation days ago. Besides, the whole thing's for my benefit.
I can't go!
This is Kensington 4829. Could you get me Victoria 4922, please? Go. May I speak to Mr. March, please? Mr. Elliot. Mr. L. It's Lewis here. Look, I'm awfully sorry, but I seem to have picked up a tummy bug. Yes, I realize it's awfully short notice. I can only apologize.
I can't cope.
Sheila, this is getting impossible. I could stand it if I was making you happy, but I'm not. I've already ruined one career.
I warned you what it would be like.
That's not the same as living it.
When do you want me to go?
I'll find
No! You're turning me out. It's for me to go. I'll travel. Might even go to the south of France. I made you unhappy there. Is this your revenge?
I think I took that a long time ago.
Frightening Hugh away? Wondered why you'd put up with me for so long. I'll go tonight.
Sheila.
You can't do that now. liked this house. Well, it's over. You'd better help me pack. Bring me some clothes, anything you like. Oh, and a suitcase.
You must take care of yourself. You're not even troubling about your face.
I'm tired of it.
For all you can do, it's still beautiful. Men will love you more than ever.
I don't want it.
You will find a man who will make you happy. You must believe that. We've failed, but this isn't the end.
I shan't try again.
If you're in trouble, you must send for
No. I've done you enough harm.
But you may need someone to talk to.
Doesn't matter what I need. You said this wasn't the end.
Yes.
Well, it is for me. Leave me alone. I'll call you when I go.
I can't let you go.
I tell you, I shall go tonight.
I can't let you go at all.
Do you know what you're saying?
I know very well. It isn't charity, I promise you.
What is it, then?
It's torture to love you, but there's something in me. I don't know. Caution? Vanity? Because of my mother? How's that, for instance, psychiatry? I close my heart to anyone who wants to invade me with love. Perhaps the price to pay for that is distance, is having to crave for a spark of feeling from you. I don't know. I don't know. What I'm saying is, I shall never speak to you again as I did tonight. Not as long as we live.
Do you know what you'll lose?
Very well.
I trust you. I trust you. It won't be any different. I can't make it any easier for you. You're all I've got. You're all I've got.